Hi guys, welcome in. Today is January 10th, 2024. Tomorrow we begin Wander in the Wilderness, Trails Taken. So this is based on the Wander in the Wilderness workbook, so you're welcome to download the PDF if you like, and play along. All the questions are just things about ourselves. I'm going to go through the adventure with you guys as well because I haven't done it since last January. So things change and things come up and new triggers and old things maybe you haven't really released yet. Yeah, it's just a good way to kind of keep ourselves on task and have something to go back and look at if necessary when we keep a journal. So if you're going to play along, I suggest getting a book like this one with the spiral at the top. It's just easier for flipping the pages, and when we finish our, this is what your page will sort of look like when we begin. This is something that we need to do. We need to sign in and kind of give ourselves permission to go for it. Keep track of our day up here. This is 0 days because it doesn't start till tomorrow, so it's just instructional day. And we're gonna sign in, telling ourselves that we're ready and we're committed and we're gonna give it a try. And this also means being honest with ourselves and trusting that we're gonna be okay and everything that we need to bring forward will come forward. Divide the page in two. I like to have a little smaller section on the bottom because, you know, most of the work, this won't have a title page on tomorrow's day or any day after. But we just do our main work, put our main question here for the day, which it'll be revealed tomorrow. And then our traumas, our triggers, anything that comes up that's on the negative side that doesn't pertain with like the fun part of our question. And we save these for later. There's other courses and workshops that we're going to go through that will help us remove these triggers and deal with them. Some of our things are shadow shift, and when we get deeper into the next program, shadow shift is actually the second program. So the first program is reroute, so that you get balanced and get prepared sort of to continue with the journey, because when you get rerouted, you're grounded, you feel strong, you feel okay, I'm ready to go for it. Also do a little bit of the pause, breathe, shift in the reroute. Then the next one after that is, as I said, the shadow shift. And that's where we go through all of our portions on the bottom. So we'll actually take them off. So I'm going to be working on back and front of my sheet. So day one will be here. Day two will be on the back. I like to do my date here and the number of the day of the challenge here. And yeah, then we're going to end up, when we do our shadow shift, we would remove this section at the bottom and do our work with it, and then we would be able to burn it or do whatever we would like to do with it, to make it. I like to do the burn ceremony after you've completed sort of working on the task, and then it's gone and you don't have to look at it anymore. And if it comes up again, well, then there's a little bit of work to do around it, but that's why we're doing the work. So after we have shadow shift, we have into the grief garden, which is covering all sorts of losses and the 7 stages of grief. These are all my own ways that I've managed to heal myself, walk myself through, and now I want to pass that on to you guys. So yeah, Into the Grief Garden is a lot about just losses of all types, and they kind of affect us in the same way, just on different levels and in different degrees, So then the 4th program will be Wander in the Wilderness Further. So we take our information that we're doing in our workbook and we'll dive deeper into all of the things there. You're going to put down all your information in the workbook because it is a prerequisite for any of whoops, sorry, any of the other courses. And you don't have to share the information with anybody, with me or anything, until we get to the fourth one. Then I would require that you would share some details with me so that it would help you along. And those can be anonymous. You don't have to share those with anybody else either. And then, I guess I don't need those yet. Then the fifth one is conscious communication. So that, I like to call that one collect call, because it's not just, you know, speaking and communicating ourselves, but communicating with our intuition, communicating with the divine, communicating with others, just all the things. And even working a little bit with the sound and frequencies and vibration and things like that when we get to that. So it's kind of fun. Then the sixth program is called, I'm having a blank. I know the fun part's called The Cave. It is called Daring Dreamer, because here we are envisioning our future and really, you know, really getting into our meditations and really trying to focus on the things that we want to bring forward and see in our future. The seventh program is called, a word, they're my programs and I can't even remember. Come on, Tammy. Freedom Flight. This is where we are open to anything that is still unresolved within ourselves. It's a good time to take ourselves back down the ladder. So we would go back to our balancing and our first beginnings with the reroute and work our way back through until we got back to, you know, finish with our envisioning and see where we're at. And then after that, we go into the eighth realm, our eighth chakra even, where we are working with over and out. So this is all of the things about what becomes of us after our life, or how our life works within the construct of the plane that we live in, our reality. Things like reincarnation, black glitches, rebirth, and I don't mean the kind where you're a phoenix. I mean the kind where something happens and you are reborn as yourself again, as a baby. Yet over and out just deals with a whole lot of after stuff and my own experiences within death and dying and near-death experiences, and yeah, things that really make us fear. And I'll tell you now, there's nothing to fear. So, but that's, you know, the eighth program, so it takes a little bit to get there. And yeah, then we have a couple other fun programs that we're going to be doing this year. I'm going to be doing a little 420 cannabis information session. I'm going to do a little bit of talking about how to use different plant medicines and the benefits and things like that. So that's not till April. That's for 420. Actually, I'll also have some really fun tarot cards for them. So I'm going to do a little bit of that too. Yeah, so this 100 days, 100 ways in 100 days will take us to until April 20th. So from there, we'll continue on with some different programs, right? So we end on April 20th, which is 420. And after that, I'll announce some more things. I really just wanted to come on and say about the Wander in the Wilderness workshop that we're going to do for the next 100 days. I'd say download the PDF. We're going to, you know, it all has to do with who, what, where, when, why, how of ourselves. Plus there's a couple fun things to do. So having a journal is, you know, writing all this stuff down is super important to the healing process. Because then it's there and we see it. And once you acknowledge it, it's way easier to let it go. So we're going to work on those. Also, there's, we're going to go through a few other things like just rediscovering ourselves and figuring out who we want to be, what we want to become, where we want to go from here, and what we want it to look like and feel like when we get there. The basics, no judgment. Like, this is just for you, for your eyes only, really, to give you insights and to help you pull out things that you've forgotten or didn't even know that you were interested in or wanted yet. So yeah, we're going to take inventory. That's what we're doing here on the worksheet, or on our notebook. Just writing down the things that come to mind, and we're trying not to fall into them. We're just going to put them, one or two words of a trigger, because as soon as you look at that question again, and that trigger will come again if you haven't worked with it. So just a couple words. It doesn't have to be much. You don't really want to even look at it. You just want to make a small note, and then we move on, right? The more things that you can do, the more the merrier. Oh, number 4, wait, for you to do. So there's a fun exercise program in the middle here that we will do our likes and dislikes, and that helps, and it also changes over time. So it's a fun thing to look at, and we'll look at that in depth more when we get to the 4th program. So yeah, number 5, the more the merrier. That's just as much information as you can put down on the question, not on the trigger part, just on the question. And yeah, just remember, this is just for fun. It's not a test, right? So no pressure. Be gentle on yourself. And yeah, remember to check in. Remember to take a breath and take a moment and feel what you're feeling about what you're writing down. Make sure that's what you're writing down. It's not just coming from the brain. Oh, these are the facts, ma'am. like try and make it really in depth for yourself. I mean, it's just for you. So even the more information you can give yourself, the better. And that, like I said, the more honest you are with yourself, in the end, it all has to be washed away. It all has to be worked out. So just do it. Go for it. Go for it. Like, it took me how many years to get here? Since 2011, I suppose, is when I started really on this journey, and yeah, it's been a while, right? So I want to impart everything that I have to you guys so that you can get on your journey and start making a difference in your own life. Things are still going to happen in this world, and the better that we can be prepared, mentally, physically, spiritually, the better off we're going to be, the more happy we're going to have, the more we'll be able to help others. Just give yourself some grace too. And then the final thing, which I showed you earlier, is we're going to sign up. You're going to write on this piece of paper, however you want to title it, give it whatever title you want. I have Wander the Wilderness, Trails Taken, because this is my past. This is the way I got here. So Trails Taken sounds like, right? And I already know that I've gone down those trails, so you don't have to go down the wrong trails anymore, right? That's like, just learn our lessons and find a new path. So write your title, put a date, you don't need a page number really till tomorrow. You don't need to do this till tomorrow either, but definitely sign yourself up and give yourself the gift of living while you're alive. Give yourself the gift of being happy and being excited to wake up every day. That's what we're here to do. We're here to live. So utilize the time. Make it good. Make it worth your while. right? Anyways, I will see you tomorrow. I hope to see you a lot. I hope to see a lot of you there. And if you don't get to start right away, that's okay. We can catch up. You got 100 days. So I like to have 1 day per contemplation because some things can be a little more difficult than others. Some things are going to be light and fluffy, but some things are going to be a little tougher. So anyways, I wish you a good evening and be well.